Hello everyone, this is Dr.S.Vignesh, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Management Studies, Bishop Biba College, Trichy. So the topic which I am going to take is about sampling techniques used in research methodology. So my outline of the presentation would be like introduction, sampling methods, which is probability and non-probability sampling, the advantages and disadvantages used in sampling, and finally the sampling errors. So obviously, like introduction to sampling, like say for an example, in a situation where I am going to take a survey about the satisfaction level of the students who have completed their 12th standard examinations. In this case, what I have to do is I have to go and collect the response from each and every students who have completed their 12th standard examinations. Is it practically possible? Like I feel it is not practically possible, even though it may look as possible. The thing is, the amount of human labor, the amount of money involved is too much. So what I can do is I can select few students from the population, and they can represent the whole, they can give the response, I can interpret the result. From that result, what I can do is I can generalize the results. So this is the method of selection of subgroup. It is called as sampling. So the terms involved is like population. What is population? The entire set is called as population. And the second thing is sampling frame. The frame is the target audience. The accessible audience are called as the sampling frame. And the third one is the sample. Sample is the subunits, the units which we are selecting. They are the representatives who can represent the entire population. So these are the three main units which are involved in sampling techniques. And as a researcher, we have to question us, right? Like what, when, where, why, and how. So what is sampling? Like selecting a subunits is called as sampling. And why? To reduce cost, time, to make efficient works. So it is called as why. And when the population is finite, like when the population is infinite and when the population is large, we can go for sampling. If not, we can say for example, when the students are in 50 numbers, we can go and collect the data from each and every student, which is called as a census method. When the population is large, then we will be going for the sampling method. And when they can represent the whole of the population, only when they can represent the population, then we can go for the sampling techniques. And how? Through non-probability and probability sampling. So there are two types of probability sampling methods, which is probability and non-probability sampling method. When it comes to probability sampling method, what happens is equal chances are given to the respondents to be selected as the sample. Whereas in non-probability, the probability is unknown. And they are called as representative sampling. They are called as non-representative sampling when it comes to non-probability sampling. So these are the types of sampling, like simple random sampling, systematic, stratified, cluster, and multi-stage comes under probability sampling. And when in non-probability sampling, like convenience, snowball, quota, and judgmental sampling comes under non-probability sampling. So let's see one by one. Simple random sampling. This is the very easiest method which we follow when it comes to sampling methods. Say for example, I am having a fish bowl. I will be having the number of respondents or number of employees. In the name of the employees are given the fish bowl, and I will be selecting them randomly, randomization. So this randomization is called a simple random sampling. This is the easiest technique, and everywhere we can see the simple random sampling comes to way. And it is also called as the lottery method. It is called as lottery method, and it is also called as fishbowl method. And the second thing is systematic random sampling. Systematic, as the name itself suggests, there is a systematic approach of selecting as a sample. Say for example, I am having the list of students, or like 1000 students. I am going to select the nth term or the nth item. Say for example 1, 10, 20, 30. In that systematic manner, what I am going to do is I am going to select the students as a sample. Say for example, see 1, 3, like this, we are going to select the nth term. This is called as a systematic random sampling. And this is cluster sampling. What I am going to do is I am going to select the naturally existing clusters. Say for example, northern cluster, eastern cluster, western cluster, and southern cluster. So I am segregating like 4 clusters of Tiruchirappalli. From that I am going to either select north or west or east or south. It depends upon my own random selection. So this is called as cluster sampling. Already existing clusters can be selected as a sample. And this is multi-stage sampling. As the name suggests, multi-stage. There are multiple stages involved. For example, what I am going to do is I am going to select the students using cluster sampling. So there are already 4 clusters, as I said earlier, like northern, eastern, western, southern. Even I may have 8 clusters like northeastern, northwestern. From that I am going to select northeastern and northwestern clusters. From that clusters, what I am going to do is I am going to select students using simple random sampling. So 2 stages are involved. One is cluster sampling, another simple random sampling are involved. So therefore there are 2 sampling methods which are involved in this cluster sampling. And this is stratified random sampling, as we are going to segregate into strata. Strata means like subgroups. We can segregate into subgroups. Say for example, age group of 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, we can segregate as in subgroups. From that I am going to select as a sample. It is like disproportionate stratified sampling and proportionate stratified. I mean the name itself suggests proportionate means there is an equal proportion, like 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, there is an equal proportion. Whereas in disproportionate, there may not be any equal proportion. Say for example, like 10 to 25, 29 to 45, it depends. So it is a disproportionate stratified random sampling. And we are going to non-probability sampling techniques where there is no equal chances are given. Mostly we will be going for this non-probability sampling only when the population is infinite. When the population is infinite, like it is not known, then we will going for this non-probability sampling. In that, first technique is convenience sampling. This is also the simplest method of sampling which when we are going for this non-probability sampling. Convenience means as per the convenience of the researcher. Say for example, I am a researcher, I am going to take a market study of a person who are using FMCG products. In that case, what I am going to do is I am going to go for the market area, wait for the respondents as per my like the person who are like coming to the market on that day, it is by an accident. I am not going with any ideology. So what happens there is, whenever the person are coming, I am going to select them as my respondents. So what happens is it is happening accidentally. So it is called as accidental sampling. I am grabbing the opportunity. So it is also called as grab sampling. Also it is also called as an opportunity sampling. And it is, other part is snowball sampling. Snowball sampling is nothing but a chain referral sampling. Say for example, in higher tier category, say for example, I am going to collect a survey among the principals of the colleges, various colleges. What I can do is I can go and meet our principal, get the data from her. After that, she may refer one or two principals. From that principal, I will be going and meeting the other principal of neighboring colleges where she referred. After that, I will get the reference from other principals from them also. Like that, the chain goes on. So it is called as chain referral sampling, which is also called as snowball sampling. So it is like when the chain referrals is going A to B, B to C, and C to D, then it is called as linear chain referral snowball sampling. Exponential non-discriminate means the chain will not break; it will be equal. Then it is exponential non-discriminate snowball sampling. There is no discrimination. And exponential discriminate snowball sampling means the chain may break, like A to B, B1 may refer, B2 may not refer. So what happens is the chain is breaking. So this is exponential discriminate snowball sampling. And quota sampling. Quota means like we are giving some quota. Quota means like reservation. For example, male and female, we can take as quota. If male, I am going to select data from male, then the quota of male is like 60% and female is 40%. What I am going to do is I am going to collect data of 60% of male and 40% of female. So already I am going to like fix a reservation. So this reservation comes under quota sampling. And judgmental sampling. Judgmental sampling is a sampling method like based on the judgment of the researcher itself. Say for example, I am a researcher, I am going to collect data for this cosmetic products. As per my judgment, what I feel is like female students of 20 and above age will be using cosmetic products. So in a market area, what I can do is I can wait for the students who are coming with the age group of 20 and above, then I can collect data from them because I judge myself that the girls students who are of the age group of 20 and above will be using cosmetic products in a large scale. So it is called as judgmental sampling. This is more biased because like as per the judgment of the judge, like the researcher, the survey may get biased. And the advantages and disadvantages of sampling, like advantages, it's cost effective because definitely a less number of manpower is involved and time is less, speed is more, reliability is more because you are getting only small amount, so you can manipulate it very easily. And disadvantages, like disadvantages means the validity definitely does matters because what happens is when the large sample is represented by a small unit of people, we cannot refer on it, and discrimination is among the subjects and fail to provide the precise information because of the representation. And sampling errors, obviously there are few errors which always comes under sampling errors. Say for example, non-observation errors, which means the observation is low, and interview error, which means the interviewer and the interviewee, there is a miscommunication between the interviewer and interviewee. Respondents error, like when the respondent is not having difficulty in time in answering to the questions. Measurement error, measurement means the questionnaire which we collect, which is called as a measurement scale, and in that case what happens is the person who is responding, they may not be aware of this measurement, so it may be called as measurement errors. And errors in data collection, errors in data collection in sense like when the data collection method itself is an inappropriate method, then it may call as errors in data collection. And thanks for the lecture. So this is about sampling techniques. We'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.